So then are you going to do Theater of the Mind, or were you going to do a temporary alchemy account? It doesn't matter either way. I'll create a token for you for the alchemy.
It's not emailing me, and I don't really want to do a temporary account. So I hate keeping track of accounts already.
All right. Yeah, I mean, if you want to send me like a placeholder or something to use as like your token art. Okay.
So planning wise, I was thinking split slash dual personality. He's a doctor. Bad stuff happens. Bad stuff. He gets a violent situation. He's the
Yeah, you like stitching people, then you let it heal just enough to where you can rip it open again and stitch it again to get more practice.
No, I was thinking more like he's a doctor. Bad stuff happens over him, so he keeps getting in violent situations. Those are the cool, not necessarily hurting or harming situations. That could be a funny story. Oh, I'm sorry. Give me another choice.
He didn't give me any other choice.
Or what, the brute class?
Yes.
Okay.
So I've got the roots broken fast. With my party.
Okay.
Maybe it has something to do with is the
Well, you're just going to use the mast in place of the anchor?
or the mass of the anchor are from the same ship.
Okay.
Metaphysical.
I gotcha. You just couldn't let go.
What do you think? Oh, just couldn't.
Of the ship, like you had to bring something of it with you, so you brought the anchor and the mast. I'm good with it. However you want to play it. Like I said, I'm not a picky guy, so.
Okay. Well, what I have in mind is that you bringing the anchor as the block for the first anchor, and I've got broken mast. So that his broken mast is
Okay. Yep, that's good.
if you want to tie it in with the timeline, my character was working for the Dutch, decided to fail, slash, decided to desert that particular and burn down. So after witnessing burn down the town, used to be a successful doctor.
Gotcha.
very persuasive.
The French goodbye. That's one of the. Retreating.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to get things rolling here.
Yeah, you're good.
Just like all the other sessions, we'll go for like 2 hours. You know, nothing crazy. We'll take a break in the middle. Get sodas, use the bathroom, everything like that. So the series of games that I'll be hosting, I mentioned it before, but I'm kind of treating it like West Marches, but not exactly by playing by the West Marches playbook. Being that, you know, we don't have a giant pool of players to pick multiple different groups and stuff like that. But it kind of makes it easy. So if one week we have a new player, or maybe a player can't make it, you know, that week, it just kind of will help. What's the words I'm trying to use? It'll help the gameplay. And like, you know, we'll start in a safe zone and we'll end in a safe zone. It'll be either a local port, anything along those lines. All right, so we're in book 3 of the Dark Caribbean. Go ahead and pull up. The Caribbean has had the scourge. Many people coming here for the new world, realizing it's just a little too crazy. Some of them left, some of them stayed. Horrifying screams come from the sea, reported the whole region, the whole entire area of the Black Caribbean. You can hear these screams at the ocean. Nobody knows where they're coming from. Nobody knows if it's a scourge, or nobody knows if it's another unknown entity in the Dark Caribbean. Today's adventure, we find ourselves in, let's see here, let me get to it. We find ourselves in Coral Town, located in Black Coral Bay. It's been raining for 7 days straight. The sun hasn't been out in the past 7 days. Everything's just a slopping, soggy mess. And we probably find ourselves somewhat early evening time. And in Coral Town, we'll find ourselves in a tavern. Get to it. Here we go. The tavern's got your typical patrons, town drunks, women of the night. And our adventurers are in this tavern. Smokebeard is there. We have Perry. Is that how we say it, Bill? Perry? Oh, I think that's how we say his name, Perry.
Well, my character's name is the Doctor.
The Doctor.
And when he turns behind him, he's the Hunter.
Well, go ahead and introduce your character, Bill. Go ahead and introduce your character.
Well, his given name was Tom. His professional name is the Doctor. His higher name is the Hunter. And he is currently a drunk and a deserter who's hanging out in this town. But he used to be a rolled a brute with negative 2 strength. So that you wouldn't expect him to be. Oh, I guess he's.
Okay.
So that's just,
He's a brute and Greek. Smokebeard, how did you make it to Coral Town, to Black Coral Bay?
I got word from something was up and agree with this one. It has a name. Rosaria, captained by Joaquin Rivas. I was basically the captain, but not the support. We so we were
Very good. Sin, do you got a description you want to share of your character?
Or a quest to take it, by the way. It's kind of ugly. I don't like it. Ina Emily is a lady, sleek lady with sure origin. Not sure where she's from. Leaning toward French, but wondering if that translated it regardless. She is a sickly woman. She looks sick. Her eyes are always red. Not because she's like white, she's just fucking sick. She's so many diseases they don't have names. Always a bottle in her hand or her hip. Somewhere she's always got one. She has messy, darkish streaks slash brown hair, and her skin it's like patched with blemishes, discoloration. She's dressed in
Gotcha.
everything she owns hangs with her.
So while the adventurers are hanging out in the tavern, drinking grog, drinking rum, whatever the drink of their choice is, the tavern is a rundown place. It's got that sour smell of beers, rums. It just has that smell like it hasn't been probably cleaned since the day it was opened. There's lots of Patreons sitting around. All of them are 3 sheets into the wind. Kind of minding their own business, not really socializing, just kind of dealing with one day at a time. Like they're just miserable in the dark Caribbean. They don't have any means of leaving. They don't have anywhere to go. So really they're just living day after day in the dark Caribbean. The bartender notices Smokebeard and walks out from behind the bar and approaches Smokebeard and sits down at the table and kind of nods at Smokebeard. And the barkeep asks, "Are you Smokebeard from the Pirate Spinners or whatever that outlaw group of pirates were called that we've heard about?" there's a man here in the tavern who seeks some help. And he's heard of these spinning pirates and their antics and their runs in with multiple universe versions of Blackbeard. I've called for you here. I've also called 2 other members that will be joining us shortly. But I have a mission I want to propose. And I want to see if you and the other two people I have are up for the task. And at that time, the doctor walks in the door. The doctor's looking around. He doesn't know anybody here. But the barkeep knows who he is. And the barkeep waves at the doctor to have him come to the table and sit. So the doctor comes and approaches the table, sits down, kind of nods. Describe what you see, Bill.
I know you from somewhere. You're not gonna see me. That's weird.
Oh.
I think so. At the same time, you can see columns. But we don't recognize it. Like bolts and like some weird.
He's so good. So good.
Ace friendly. Pull out my backup points. I just have a standard amount of money.
Yeah, whatever you rolled up with your character.
Okay. I'm gonna roll 1d6 instead of 2d6. Because my character would make that. But I still have 16 overlap, so really good.
The barkeep, by the way, the barkeep's name is Joseph Brown. And the barkeep sees you pulling out your bag of coins and he puts his hands up and he's like, "No, drinks are on me tonight, boys." And around that time, we see Sin's character walk into the tavern. Sin, you said your character's name is Emulate? Is that right?
Ine. Sorry, not Ine.
N-A?
Ina.
Okay. If I'm probably going to get it wrong a bunch of times, so
That's
just
okay. He's ill because she's sick.
Ill Omen. I can remember that easy.
It's nothing that she's bringing bad luck. She's just sick, so she could die.
Gotcha. So Joseph
Yeah.
Joseph Brown sees Ill Owen walk into the bar and he waves to her to come to join the table. And she makes her way over and he makes a gesture for her to sit down. Sin, describe what you see at the table.
Through bleary eyes, she sees the doctor. How much? I think she would have heard of the adventures of Springbeard, but she probably couldn't pick him in a lineup.
It's very chaotic in the Dark Caribbean. There's all kinds of stories going around.
Like, she's heard so many stories, like, especially from people who are drunker than her, or like on something, like what's to be believed, what's not. She doesn't really put any stock in words. It's more about action. And what she really cares about. She had potentially drinks not put no point, so she's fucking
Gotcha.
probably already sipping one when she walks in, honestly.
We normally don't allow outside drinks, but for your case, we'll make an exception. Joseph Brown waves over to the bar where one of his people behind the bar, and he waves him to bring a bottle of rum and some glasses. So as everybody's getting settled, Joseph Brown starts pouring everybody's glasses of rum. And you all were brought here because you all had received a message talking about this mission, about this person here at the tavern that needed help. And you heard that it could have good pay, there could be treasures involved. Basically, you knew it was worth your time. The barkeep knows that Smokebeard is from the Pirate Spinners. And he knows the other two are fairly new at adventuring. He can look at them and sees that, you know, they've got some experience. And he says to the group, now that we have our glasses full of rum, let's get down to business. There's a gentleman who visits my bar quite often. He's a jolly old soul, but let me tell you, he's a stinking drunk. But he has this daughter that means the world to him. And his daughter has disappeared. No one's heard from her for weeks. There's rumors around that there's this shipwreck. There's this reef off the coast where many ships have just wrecked. Derelict, half broken up. It's just a mess. It's just a pile of ships, is what I'm trying to say. And rumor has it that his daughter may have been seen in this area. The person, the father of the daughter, his name is Papa Noel. Can you guys see that? Did it pop up?
Yeah, it's well.
I'm not. This is the part of alchemy where I'm not sure on how to share like a picture or something like that. So I don't know if it's popping up for you all or not.
Here, on the screen.
Yeah, maybe. Hold on. Maybe I gotta click something.
Oh, I can see it. If you go into tactical mode, that's how you.
Oh yeah. Oh, let's see. Here we go. Allow players to play this.
You might have had a job working as a mascot at a shop.
Well, rumor has it that he makes toys for children. But this old drunk, he's in here 364 days of the year, drunk, dancing with women, disappearing with women. I don't know what's going on, but one day a year, this guy disappears. But his daughter's the one who's missing, and he will not shut up about his daughter. And we all love his daughter. When we get drunk and we need help home, she's there to help us. She's a very fine lady. But her father is just a drunk. Goes around saying yo ho ho all the time. Depends on what night it is in the tavern. In only the most jolliest ways. Let's see here. So adventurers, I'm willing to let you in on a legend that I happen to know about, where there could be great powers that can aid you in the Dark Caribbean along your adventures. The only thing I ask in return is to bring my daughter back. Her name is Belle. Smokebeard, you happen to have a ship, don't you? Can you take your crew and these adventurers to this shipwreck reef that I talk about? I will give you a map leading you in the right direction. In return for bringing my daughter back, I will make it very worth your while. Bill, what do you think of this old man? I was passing it over to Bill.
Still like to see what's around the other side.
Or
Like they said, Royal Marines training can always trick you.
well, if you keep making right turns, you just wind up right back where you started. Smokebeard, what do you think of this proposal and this Papa Noel who's tasked you into searching for his daughter?
And as this traveling crew of adventurers, whoever's there to start this group, he was getting he's asking that question. It's in within.
Will definitely be in, since his daughter is someone who gets drunk, gets home safe. She keeps her place, other places, and making sure they're alive, come back and spend. Also, she likes
All right, let's see here. Sin, do you have anything to add to the conversation with the barkeep and Papa Noel?
Take me on your word, stranger. But be warned, don't cross me.
So it goes both ways.
Yo ho ho. To show you lads that I'm a serious bloke, I'm gonna give you something for free to help you along your ways, to show you that I'm for real, that perhaps I have magical powers beyond what people in this tavern can see. And then he lets out a really loud belch, just because he's just constantly drinking all the time. Kind of like Barney from The Simpsons, that kind of belch. So Papa Noel stands up and he starts whistling a tune like he's getting ready to sing a song. People in the tavern look over at him. They're like, oh boy, here we go again. And Papa Noel starts teaching everybody a sea shanty. And the sea shanty that he's teaching y'all is Fire Down Below. Yes. And he's talking about the burning sensation coming from his pants.
Well, I'm the most reluctant member of
Okay. So Papa Noel starts singing Fire Down Below. Everybody in the bar starts swinging their mugs, and everyone starts singing and everything. Y'all can add fire down below to your shanty list. As now known shanties. Papa Noel gave that as a freebie to show you that
It's cool.
he's cool and he just really wants his daughter back. The house is a mess. He keeps finding himself spending the night with the pigs.
Does he have a silly rhyme about it?
About sleeping with the pigs?
Yeah, maybe. How he has probably daughters before it's sacred or something.
Well, yeah, you know, he doesn't leave Black Coral Bay that often. You see, he comes from the north. And
how many daughters he has during
while the musical number's going on, he starts singing about his 3 estranged daughters spread out. 3 estranged daughters spread out across the dark Caribbean.
Well, this is the one that didn't pick up the group, so she's valuable.
Belle is the youngest one of the 3.
She's not jaded yet. Let's keep her that way.
She hasn't had enough time for the sake of the daughters. We'll say, but I'm still not sure about this. Especially how he refers to women. Antiquated.
So the singing's carrying on in the tavern. Everybody's just shit-faced. You know, rum's just spilling everywhere. Then Papa Noel sits down at the table, looks at the group, wishes everybody lucks, and just falls over, hits his head on the table, and passes out. Down for the count. The bartender gets up, takes his apron off. The apron looks like it's probably never been washed. There's some stains on it that are questionable. But he takes the apron because Papa Noel is such a good customer to the tavern that he takes his apron and wraps it around him kind of like a blanket and just lets him sleep at the table for the night so that he's not sleeping with the pigs. Bartender goes to y'all and it says y'all can have rooms for the night and then set sail at dawn. And throws a set of keys down on the table for you to have your bedrooms for the night. And the barkeep goes behind the bar and starts pouring drinks for all the singing patrons of the bar. And it leaves you 3 at the table. What happens next? What do you all say to each other?
Nina will take the room, but she's definitely going to have to end up being dragged up there. She'll stumble up there herself later. Because she'll look at him on the floor and she'll be like, see, this is what happens. You can't hold your alcohol. As if she's not already intoxicated. Rest.
Bill, what are you doing? What are you gonna do?
check my journal. Smokebeard. Smokebeard is one of the pirates who's married. Shit. I say to myself, man, I think I know that guy Bane. I hope he never finds out that I work with a Dutch. I did have a question, or an out of character question, which was: is Ina the tavern keeper in this town, or is she at Borg?
It's described as an inn, a small inn somewhere. It's very vague. It's basically just wherever I go. And I don't know how big it is. I don't think it's that big, so I can't imagine they need. And it's an inn, not a tavern. I guess they can't even.
This particular tavern, it's not necessarily like a brothel or anything like that.
It's not necessarily.
Not officially, but there are rooms upstairs that are available. The sheets are questionable. All right, so the tavern continues to party on throughout the night. Smokebeard sitting at the bar. The doctor still pondering whether or not Smokebeard is one of the pirates who may have taken out his previous ship. Ill Owen, she's just drinking. The rum was free tonight, so she's taking advantage of all the free alcohol. Maybe even finishing the glasses of other patrons that have already passed out. As y'all retire for the night, Smokebeard, I believe you said you're traveling back to your ship to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wait till it kind of dies down. There's any lower floors coming. It's the last swig.
Gotcha. Throughout the night, you make it back to your ship where your crew is settling down for the night. You got the night watch members of your crew already on deck, on watch. In the background, you can hear the ocean, the waves, and you can hear the screaming that's been rumored going around, just coming from the ocean as the wind blows in. It's not. There's times where it sounds like it's far away, but then there's times where the scream sounds like it could be coming from right behind you. So you're always kind of like looking over your shoulder to see if maybe, there's a siren or anything out of the ordinary that the screams would be coming from. The same for the doctor. You're in your room for the night. You can hear the screams coming from the Dark Caribbean. They don't seem to bother you too much.
They're probably less loud land than they can see.
Right. Well, like Coral Town is like is on the water, so it's not inland at all. Like a lot of it's docks.
Yeah, like the tavern is on those mountains.
Yeah, it's on one of the piers. It's like a pierside tavern.
You're there. And if you shut the window,
Yep. And you all make it through the night eventless, other than the screams. Is now the following morning in Coral Town. You would think you would hear roosters, things of that nature, waking up, but it's not. We're in the dark Caribbean. You wake up to screams. It's still raining. The rain hasn't changed at all.
They're a screaming goat.
Yes, there's screaming goats.
It just sounds.
The crows, the ravens that happen to be in town. Ravens and crows are notorious for mimicking sounds and voices. So some of the crows will mimic the screams. Maybe some of the crows will mimic Papa Noel's yo ho ho. But it's the morning time. Smokebeard, you wake up on your ship. You see that there's a shift change going on, a watch change. The guys that were on watch overnight are now getting off, and 2 new pirates of your crew are coming on watch. In the distance, in the piers, you can see another ship. It's a galleon, and it's captained by Captain Davies, who's a known importer, let's say, here to Coral Town. Coral Town doesn't really make anything that anybody else wants in the Caribbean or in the world, for that fact. So most of the time, Captain Davies goes to other ports, either to purchase rum, sugar, livestock, anything like that. And he brings it back to Coral Town to try and barter. It's not a real rich town, but he'll barter, and it's his home port or whatnot. Basically, you just see his ship sitting at the dock. It looks like it hasn't left in quite some while. All the sails are rigged up, tied up. You can see some activity on his decks, but really it just doesn't look like the ship has left in quite a while. And
Is he a record pirate that we could that we have reputation with? Is he with the Republic?
he is an independent. He works for himself.
An independent pirate.
Yes. He doesn't carry any letters of marque or anything like that. Like, he's one of those, if he sees a good deal and he can get in on it, he'll do it.
He's currently unalive.
Correct.
Well, maybe side goal in and out of character we can
That is a possibility. So it's morning time. Smokebeard, you come out onto the pier, looking in the distance for the 2 other adventurers that are going to be joining you today. Adventurers, is there anything you want to get in town or anything you want to do before you set off on the mission?
what is pretty much. If they make something,
Got it.
For a guilty conscience, I risk my life just to save a girl, maybe. Got nothing better to do with my life.
Staring out the balcony.
Pondering your life decisions.
The wall fell away. Stop. Just overreact.
The sea fog is so thick, he might as well be staring at a wall.
I hope I have a window in this brothel lodging.
So when you players are awake and ready to set sail, you're gonna meet Smokebeard at the pier to join his. Yep. Smokebeard, Papa Noel, and Jacob Brown, or Joseph Brown, I'm sorry, the barkeep, they gave you a map. And you've been studying the map all morning because it's an area of the Caribbean you don't think that you've been to before, so you're not that familiar with it. The map.
Is there anything? Anything?
Well, so there could be like some rock formations that you might recognize from it. If you look at the map here, we're at Black Coral Bay. Let me go over to tactical for a second so I can ping. So if you want to switch over to tactical. All right, so we're here. Let's see, is this gonna work? No. Why is the pinging not working?
Hold it down for a second. Sometimes if you do it twice,
Yeah. Let's see. I think let me do this. Let me remove that. All right, alchemy. It's not pinging. If you look due north of Black Coral Bay. Oh, okay. All right.
It keeps
Okay. Yep. That's where I was clicking. Let's see. Let me zoom in real quick. Oh, okay. Let me do this. Remove. Okay. All right. So due north of Black Coral Bay. Due north and kind of to the east right here is where the map's pointing you to. This little island looking thing. Yeah. All right. So that's where you're gonna. So that's actually an island, but we're not going to an island because we're going to a reef that's near that island where all these ships have wrecked. It's gonna take a full day of travel to make it to the reef. So the adventurers, Smokebeard, everybody's aboard the ship. Smokebeard, if you want to give your orders, go right ahead.
I hand the map. Captain Riddle. Thank you for this terrible
With a name like Smokebeard, I figured you'd be in charge. Aren't you, captain of this ship? Kind of stare at you suspiciously, like, what's this guy's?
Yo, Owen, describe what you're doing on the ship.
You asked him.
Yeah, Sid.
Sorry.
Ina or Owen?
I know.
Yeah. I know.
I'm Ina.
You're on the ship, making course for where the map that Smokebeard has that he received from the tavern. Y'all are making your way there. It's about a day travel.
She can't read the map. She has shit perception. What's it called? Presence. She will happily sit on the side of the boat and drink.
Drink.
She does. She brought some. She restocked. She left. Said that.
Traveling at sea. It was raining in Black Coral Bay. Let's see what the weather's like.
Yippee!
Yeah, it's still pouring. That's for sure. Visibility's about 10 miles. You can see about 10 miles in either direction. In the distance, you hear the sound of a whale's blowhole, like spraying water into the air. And some of the crew are they're doing their normal things, making sure knots are tied and decks are swabbed and all the things that a sailor would do. And let's see here. And in the distance from that whale, trying to find it here in my book. There we go. It's a barnacle humpback whale. Barnacle whales, once docile, covered with carnivorous barnacles, a condition that has driven them to primal rage. They scrape their backs against anything that might relieve the pain. So the barnacle humpback sees Smokebeard's ship and starts making its way because it sees the ship as a really nice back scratcher. Smokebeard, you see that the whale's making its way towards your ship. What do you do?
Tell the crew to keep an eye on the whale and look for Captain Weaver to play. Stay away from him. Weaver surrounding. Last some of the crew to know what the rail can.
As your crew's doing what they're ordered, the whale's still making its way towards your ship. Every time it comes to the surface, it's blowing out just like you see in the cartoons, the water shooting out of the top of the whale. And it still makes its way towards your ship. Like I said, visibility is probably about 10 miles, and I would say at this point right now, the whale's probably about 7 miles away. But it is plotting an intercept course with your ship.
And a zigzag her way to the destination.
Currently, your ship's traveling in kind of like a northeast. Winds are coming out of the north, so you're not in irons, but your speed's considerably slowed. But up ahead, you can see a squall forming. The squall looks like a small storm. There's no lightning or anything like that. You can see some, what do they call those things out at the ocean? Sea sprays. You know, they're kind of like the little mini tornadoes. Like, they're not enough to do any damage. Water spout, that's what I'm thinking of. You can see there's water spouts in the squall. They're not big enough to where they could cause any damage.
The point is to make the most of it.
Aye, Captain. So the ship adjusts its course to head towards the squall. And the whale is still on an intercept course. And the whale is probably at this point 5 miles out. You can still see it's spraying water every time it comes up.
Just because it's something that the doctor might do, I suppose he would be verbally providing that exposition. What the barnacled whale is.
Gotcha. You're explaining to the crew.
Yes.
Got it.
So in this case, he's going to. You're saying what you just said to me.
Thank you, Doc.
All right. It's about 30 minutes pass. You are getting closer to the squall. The whale is now 3 miles out. Still on the intercept course. But at this point, the whale goes deep. And you lose sight of him for the next 15 minutes. As you get closer to the squall, the rain starts picking up. The winds have changed. You're now in irons. So the ship is basically at a standstill. The crew's still going around trying to adjust the sails to get any kind of benefit that they can to keep moving towards the squall. All of a sudden, the ship starts to shake as the barnacle whale comes underneath the boat to scratch its back along its keel. Bottles of rum are knocking over, spilling, breaking. Crews grabbing on the ropes and rigging anything they can. Sin, what's your character doing?
Well, since you might ask you,
Good.
is there anything we can do or try to do before the thing rams us?
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Our cannons have a certain range.
So you make yourself visible. Here.
What are we gonna do against a whale, guys?
Brace yourself.
Well, hopefully the cycle.
Okay, go on a whale. Pull up his boat and go away.
The whale hasn't necessarily attacked the ship. You know, like the description says, it's covered in so many barnacles that it's just
It's like a bear's.
exactly. So right now, the whale is under the ship, scraping the bottom of the keel, trying to get whatever relief it can. And on the port side of the ship, you can see the whale surface as it's been underwater for a few minutes and needs air. Lets out a big old water stream and mixed with air. And you got a good sight The whale's like literally right next to the ship. The whale is traveling away from the ship now, but the whale is very close and is on the surface. As you watch the whale come up to the surface, you can tell that the whale's getting ready to go back down again, possibly to make another pass. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go down and stay down. I wish I had a gun.
Yeah, wait for the order to man the cannons, or to man the cannons. Captain, so I'm gonna look around for the captain.
Just because he's rubbing it with gold.
Still give it a shot. Maybe that's
There's
what
a
he.
feeling that you've got
So the whale passed its morale check, and it's getting ready to make a second pass at the ship. But the whale needs to go out a little ways to be able to turn around and come back. As far as the size of the whale is in comparison to your ship, it's just about the same size.
Okay.
So the whale is just as big as your ship.
Yeah, I don't want him pushing on it too hard.
Yep. So it's
Just
going to
see how
take the
his
whale
approach
a
is.
mile to go out and a mile to come back for another pass. So right now the whale is on its way out before it turns around.
I holler, Captain Rivas, find us some wind.
So now the wind is now coming out of the southeast. You can see the sails, they all grab wind and almost violently kind of starts pushing the ship faster. And now with the winds coming out of the southeast, you can attempt to outrun the whale and continue on to the shipwreck reef, or you can go into the squall. What would you like to do?
With this kind of wind, I say we make a run for it.
Okay.
That puts the whale on our stern. We can move some of the rail cannons back to the stern. If he keeps chasing us, then we'll send him an
Run into
invite
the wall?
message.
So the sails are just full of wind now. The ship's alive. It's very agile. It's starting to break through the ocean. There's some what appear to be dolphins swimming along the side of the hull. But they're not like any dolphins you've ever seen before. They're black dolphins.
It's the Caribbean.
They're special dolphins.
But they don't appear to really want anything to do with your ship. They're just kind of doing naturally what dolphins do with ships and just, break waves in front of the bow. Use the
Ride the weight.
Yeah, ride the wake. They actually have a term for that. I can't remember what it's called.
Dolphin riding.
You're able to outrun the
There.
whale
Yippee!
Nice.
without having to use any
Or
ordinances or black powder or anything like that. The change in the wind really helped you out.
and Captain Rivas. He gets a big thumbs up. Once again, Captain, thank you.
He's at the con and he nods his head. Aye, Captain.
We didn't have to kill the noble beast either. I'd say if that's for the best, although I wouldn't mind some extra lantern oil.
It's starting to become late afternoon. According to the map and the amount of time that's traveled and how many knots you're traveling, you should be getting close to this island where the reef is. Your lookouts.
So I send
go ahead.
One of the crewmen up the mast to get eyes on the reef, looking for wrecks.
Yeah. I don't know how good Ina is with climbing, but she'll do her best.
It's a very safe.
It's a very
action on the
safe
ship.
action.
A small
I'm
ship
really
never
bad with the
costs
ship
anything.
parts of this game. I'm so dog shit with the ship parts of this game. That's why I don't like naval combat.
So, Sin, your character is climbing the mast to get up to the crow's
Yep.
nest? Okay. Go ahead and give me an agility check.
Yeah. Do you have a dice button here?
I do.
If you click on the little round circle with the pirate logo on it,
She's
you
not
can
in
get all
alchemy,
your dice.
though.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
I can't get in. Sorry.
Dang it.
I do
And it
have
is my fault,
I
like,
do
I'm the
have
one
a
who didn't
dice
wanna make a-
spot. There is a dice spot.
I spot on the other server and I'll watch you.
Erky Derky. I'll do it just in the our group chat for it. The anchor one.
You can also do it here if you type
agility?
/roll_agility.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, the pirate.
You have a parrot bot?
Yeah, parrot bot can do it.
Something
Roll.
pirate.
Yeah, /roll_agility.
Oh, you're the best. Come on. Hang on, I'm just gonna do roll. 120 modifier. I don't think I have a modifier for agility. No, I don't. I got a 10.
10. Okay. You make your way to the crow's mast, but there is a point where you slip and you bust your chin open on the mast. And blood starts trickling down your chin. It's gonna hit you for 1 HP.
One HP.
1 HP.
That's okay. I have 4 left.
Smoke beard. This isn't a big vessel, so you're like within arm shot. See, he says, catch this ration of boucan and chew it up. It'll help you. So you get plus D4 hit points if you eat a ration of boucan.
Ooh.
Thank you. I'll snack on a ration. It means I can drink more. Right? That's how it works.
That's right. You don't want an empty stomach. As you make it up to the crow's nest and you're looking off into the horizon, you can start to see the island, like a silhouette of the island appearing in the fog. You don't see any lights, you don't see any smoke. It's pretty much a deserted island. There's nobody lives on it or anything like that. And according to the map that Smokebeard has, you want to travel west of that island.
West of that little diamond island.
Yep.
Where was
So Sin yells down and tells Smokebeard that she can see the island. Describe how you see it, Sin. What does it look like to you?
The island? Through blurry eyes.
Blurry drunken eyes, and then the whole island's covered in a dense fog. Like you could just,
Yeah.
you can tell it's there.
She's pretty sure there's a beach there.
It's a bird.
It's a bird.
It's a boat.
Oh shit! It's another whale.
Another whale. No, this whale's very sandy. We could probably drag it on the beach if it came back.
We won't be
Maybe.
able to
I tell a lie.
We don't have any whale on.
We'll figure it out. So she sees the dense fog. She thinks she sees a beach. Her head is pounding with the screaming and the drinking.
So, but we see the island, and we're supposed to go west from there.
According to the map,
Yeah.
you need to travel west of the island.
Yes, and if we're heading straight for it, she's going to yell down that we need to head due west right away, because there is a big-ass island in front of us, and we don't want to stop here.
Gotcha. Captain Rivas hears that. He knows what to do with that. So.
As you change heading west of the island, you can start to see what's left of ships that have run aground in the reef. And in the distance, you can see a clutter of ships kind of all piled on top of each other, kind of forming an artificial island. But at the same time, you can see there's other derelict ships surrounding the area. Ships torn in half, ships with big holes in them that are sitting up on reefs.
Oh.
Smokebeard, how do you want to proceed through here?
Well, this is a shallow draft boat, so we can get closer than other ships, but we're going to have to, at some point, weave our way into something we can tie off to. We can start wreck hopping or something.
Okay.
So it's taking it easy, Captain. We got the crew up forward with the sounding leads, keeping track of our depth.
As you approach closer, your crew starts yelling out to you that they can see the reef underneath the water. At this point, you're probably, I'm going to say you're probably about a mile out from your destination. But at the same time, the water's getting shallower and shallower, and there's more and more reefs. Your crew's yelling out, you know, port side.
All right, so he hollers at Captain Rivas. Let's circle around. Let's try to circle around this. Let's not get any more shallower here. Look for a gap in the reef.
So as you're making evasive maneuvers, trying to avoid all the shallow reefs, you come to the conclusion that you're probably not going to get any closer with your vessel. That you're probably going to have to load a dinghy. Load some people on the adventurers on a dinghy to right where the ships are at. There's a part of the reef that's exposed in the water. It's like just big enough for a crew of a dinghy to get on top of the reef and have access to the ships all that have run aground, all the derelict ships and shipwrecks and everything like that.
All right, so that looks like our point. Let's, Captain, let's get you some good water here. Let's anchor up. Boys, get that dinghy over the side.
I was definitely getting this dinghy ready for exactly that situation, Captain.
He's so
And
far ahead of me. Thank you,
And
Doc.
I shift to the side, and you can see that I have a getaway bag that I have like stored on board, and I'm looking at you fearfully. And in Tom's head, he's thinking about how the rest of his crew got murdered by Smokebeard in a shipwrecked cove that was similar in description to this place, but he has never been to that other place.
Unbeknownst to you, that place.
Yeah, the previous chapter, Smokebeard
Unbeknownst to
killed
you.
all of Tom's crew, so he's suspicious. He's suspicious of you.
Yeah. Unbeknownst to you, that is my unfortunate incident. I slaughtered them all like animals. But I don't talk about it.
So,
all right, so Smokebeard grabs his gear. Do what? I didn't catch it.
Oh, I was saying, I'm worried Smokebeard's going to try and murder me, but it's an unfounded suspicion.
And I'm unaware of that, so I bear you no ill will, and will continue on until I discover that about you. So Smokebeard gets all his gear up and gets down there where the dinghy's at, and said, "Let's go. Let's get up there and see if we can find something."
So Smokebeard and the adventurers all climb aboard the dinghy, and they start making their way ashore. Meanwhile, you can still hear the screams coming from the Dark Caribbean. Like, it's never let up. Like, there's been screams pretty constantly. The screams might actually be getting a little louder now.
Is it directional?
Yes, and it's coming from land. It's coming from where you're going.
The one little point of land sticking out.
Yep, the piece of reef that's popped out of the ocean. The screams are just coming from those shipwrecks, basically. And you're about halfway there now.
I could care less.
So it's like a raft made of shipwrecks.
Well, all right. So here's where the story gets juicy. You're halfway in between your ship and now where you're attempting to make landfall. Smokebeard, you realize that this group of derelict ships all crashed together is the same shipwrecks that you had to deal with this the pirate spinners. This is the same shipwreck area where you guys were battling Blackbeard's revenge. This is also the area where Sharkbait plunged into the water and disappeared.
So I found it familiar because it is the same spot. Okay, well, good foreshadowing, because I was like, another shipwreck cove. This can't be a coincidence.
Well, shipwreck or Smokebeard's been here before. You two on these characters haven't been here before, so Shark or Smokebeard's realizing that this is the same place now. So Smokebeard
I look
knows
back
what
at
he's
y'all.
getting into.
I look back at y'all and say, "This is good. We've got friends here."
Is one of the shipwrecks the ship of the line that they sunk?
There's no ship of the line. There's some frigates.
The
There's
Kraken submarine.
brigantines. Now you can see debris in the water. Whether or not it's fresh debris is kind of hard to tell because the ships in the Caribbean are just so rough to begin with.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know, you can't tell if it's fresh wreckage or just wreckage of the ships just falling apart, going into the water. As you approach the coral that's exposed from the sea, you tie up the dinghy. The crew gets off the dinghy, and now you're standing on top of this giant rock piece of coral. And with that, we're gonna take a 5-minute break.
The
All
coral.
right.
So I'm gonna grab a
Fire
drink.
Isle.
I'm gonna check my spam again.
Yep.
Maybe there's an email in there. There's fucking not.
All right. So we'll be back in a few minutes.
All right.
Okie dokie.
More rum.
More delicious rum.
Normally, I'm sipping whiskey when I do this, but I thought highly appropriately we have rum tonight. Stop talking about it and drink it.
One of Megan's old coworkers gifted her some fruity rum from Puerto Rico.
Ew.
We finally busted it open the other day. But
What's
the
it
cork
like?
got stuck inside. It's like rum mixed with juice, I guess. It's kind of fruity.
It's
I don't
already mixed.
I don't really like alcohol, to be honest.
You want my recipe for an adult snow cone?
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah, so is the rum I have on my desk, but I don't drink, so I don't really care. I just bought it for the bottle.
Yeah, this bottle is a birthday gift. It's the Texas Navy dark rum. It actually tastes pretty good. I thought it was kind of a gimmick thing, but it tastes pretty good.
Texas Navy.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Patrolling the Gulf of Mexico.
Yep. From 1836 to 1846. They had 3 navies in that time.
I remember the Alamo or something like that.
Yeah. Well, after the Alamo, what the Navy did was set up the Texas Army by cutting off all supplies to the Santa Ana troops and getting more munitions and powder to them before the battle started in San Jacinto.
When I went to San Antonio for PAX South, I got to go to the Alamo site, and that was pretty cool.
When was that?
When did I go? I think that was
Yeah.
December of 2019.
Okay, if you get a chance to get back to San Antonio, they've been on the last 3 years. They're taking over basically all the site of the fort, and like they've done some digs where artifacts are still buried, and actually put them in a case on the ground so you can walk the grounds and see stuff in place. Um, I saw the proposal for it, and I've seen some of the pictures from it. And they built like a platform where one of the cannons was actually rolled up a dirt platform and aimed at the attacking army. Uh, that that was a real cannon from the fight, and it's in place now like it was during the fight. I haven't seen it all, but I've had a couple of friends that have been to it and said, "Yeah, it's coming along real well, and it's something to see." So if you were
So
that far back, it would be worth another stop if you ever get there again.
my favorite part of it was seeing the miniaturized version of the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
And be,
that big
oh,
diorama.
yeah, the diorama of the Alamo. It's like, oh, I could run a wargaming scenario with this. Like, so cool.
Yeah,
I could run the whole
it's
thing with this.
massive. That's a pretty massive
But I
display
probably
there.
wouldn't. Yeah, I probably wouldn't do it with that display though, because it might be disrespectful.
Yeah, they might get you. They might get on you for that.
Yeah, do
Actually,
it at
the Daughters of the Republic of Texas are not in charge of everything anymore. They
would
finally
be a
signed off, and
yeah, so a splendid table to or a splendid diorama to use as wargaming terrain though.
yeah, you just have to put everything back where it was when you're done.
Exactly. Just don't fuck with it.
Wait, that guy was way over here. What are you doing?
Damn it! I destroyed another tree. Yeah, most of my wargaming terrain is in very crappy condition now. It's like 70% intact because you take it from game shop to game shop and it's kind of wrecked.
Yeah, I didn't get into all this until like what was it, 2021, and I know if I had started earlier, there'd be just closets upon closets stuffed with stuff I would have had to make or build to pull this off a table.
Like I got a cool thing at the thrift shop this week though. And here, I'll take a picture of it. And I finally got my levitating dice set from Kickstarter. I had forgotten to fill out the backer kit thing in time, but I finally got them.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, they look cool. Here, I'll post some pictures. So I got this
Where are you
cool.
posting that? Is it here
Uh,
in the black
the
tide,
store.
or are you in the? Oh, there it is. Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
I got this cool like Mesoamerican plate thing, and I was thinking I could use it as like universal dungeon terrain. It's about like 6 inches across.
Cool.
Let me see if I got a good.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, and I got some.
Welcome.
I'll upload the video of the levitating dice, but it's pretty fun. You can get them to spin and all that.
Nice.
Nice. All right, pirates.
That's crazy.
Ahoy!
All right, so we've made it to the shipwreck cove, isle, shipwreck reef. I don't remember what we named it in the other campaign.
It's just the
Oh
shipwreck.
yeah, it's gonna go back to look.
The shipwrecked fleet. Oh.
Here's what we're working with. If you look at the very bottom of the map, you'll see the rock with y'all's 3 tokens on it. I made a temporary one for Sin.
Woohoo!
Gotcha.
yippee!
I'm on a super
Nice.
So basically, you're looking for the daughter among these shipwrecks. The only way to get from ship to ship is swinging from the rigging of the derelict ship or attempting to jump off a mast. Anything that you can find in your environment to swing from or to get from ship to ship.
Okay.
Looking at the map, you know, you can either go to the left, you can go to the right. I'm going to leave it up to y'all. This is going to be kind of like a hex crawl. Each ship will have may have an encounter, may not have an encounter. We won't know until we get on that ship. So I'm going to leave it in your hands, adventurers, pirates. Where do you guys want to go?
Let's see. Don't think we can jump to the galleon. Looks like we're gonna have to start on our left. Maybe get on this ship and go up the bowsprit, drop on the other ship.
You can be as creative as you want on how you get from ship to ship.
Say, do either of ye know this place? And I'm gonna hold my gaze on Smokebeard.
Yeah, I'm looking around. I'm like, I've been here before, but not on this end of this wreck reef. We're at another section where there was some dockage that we had a row with some crazy ghost.
Reckon ye had, Smokebeard.
And now he's starting to get something from that. Kind of looks at you with one eyebrow up. What do y'all think? We're gonna try to start off on the ship on the left, or you want to try to make a leap to the rudder of the galleon? So where is, let's see. Oh, I don't have control. I was trying to move the grid around.
Oh, is the grid on? I thought I had the grid off.
It's there. I was trying to check this gap between the little rock island and the rudder part of the galleon to see if that's less than 5 feet. We just hopscotch over there and start poking around.
I would say it's definitely jumpable. I would want a agility test on it.
At normal agility, or
Yeah, a
does it
normal
look
agility.
hazardous?
The way we'll do it is for each ship, someone's going to need to roll agility. If the person passes, then all three of you can make it across. If one of you fail, it's gonna be best 2 out of 3 on the agility rolls. But if you get a pass on the first roll, then all three of you can move to that ship.
Okay.
I'll go.
So I'm asking my crew, or my compatriots here. You want to climb up the ship to the left, or you want to jump this gap to the galleon? What's your choice?
Let's jump it.
All right, so I'll get up here where I can take a run. So you want me to roll agility first?
Yeah. Just
make my jump?
a D20 with your agility modifier.
Okay, I think. Yeah, if you click on your abilities, it'll. Oh,
That's a pass. So all three of you can move. I'll move Sin since she's not in here.
You're flying over shipwrecks, Sin.
I'm so cool.
All right. For the galleon, let's see if we get in an encounter.
Wait, stay here in case we got to jump back to the rock.
5, you are safe.
All right.
Woo.
So, is there anything to look in, like the stern area? I know it's laying on its side, but it looks like the middle parts, if we're going by the actual pictures, pretty chewed out.
As far
Is
as
there
this
anything to
ship goes,
explore?
this ship is pretty rough.
One of
I'm
the
gonna say
oldest
all
ones
these
here.
portholes are closed, and through the cracks you can only see the ocean below. So the stern castle, is pretty much there. There's no way into it. It's like half flooded, half underwater.
Yeah, okay, half underwater.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So next we have a big rock and the skeleton of a ship. What do y'all think about this pretty vessel on our left again?
As long as you go first.
Well, this
All right.
isn't a jumping situation here. It looks like I may be able to like crawl up there, stand on
It's for any time
port.
you enter a new ship will be a test.
Okay. Either way. Okay.
So like this time either Bill or Sid need to roll.
I can roll it.
You're gonna lead us in, Doc?
I
The
got
nimble doctor.
14 plus 0.
Let's see. What'd you roll? 14?
Yeah.
May as well do one extra encounter while we're here.
All right. So with 14 passes, all 3 of you are able to get onto the ship without breaking any ankles.
Yay.
That's lucky.
On this ship, you're going to encounter 2. Let me get them here. Scavenging seagulls.
Ah.
The seagulls see you.
Nasty birds.
And they start yaping, Mike, 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 Mike. And they start making their way towards y'all.
Are they Australian or Australian or Caribbean variety?
They could have originated from Australia, but since they've been in the dark Caribbean for so long,
And migratory.
they pretty much been
They're
stuck here
stuck.
ever since.
They're stuck in Migratory Hill.
Oh.
All right. So let's see here. Who hasn't rolled? Let's see. Sin's rolled. Bill's rolled. Or no, it's Sin's turn again. Sin, go ahead and roll
It's
for
my turn.
initiative.
Initiative?
Initiative.
Roll a d6. Roll a d6.
Roll a d6. I got a
6,
4.
4, 5, 6. You guys go first. 1, 2, 3. The seagulls go first.
I win. We go first.
Okay. All right. I'm not picky on an initiate order, so whichever one of y'all want to go first.
It's a free for all a bit, isn't it? It's just as long as
I'm waiting
everyone
for-
goes.
I've pulled out my boarding axe. I'm just waiting for one of these suckers to fly close, and I'm gonna swing at it.
Or are they flying? Can I wind
Yeah.
up my suture needle and fling it up? And if I hit one, can I pull it down?
I'm gonna say the one on the left is kind of flying, and the one on the right is hopping towards y'all. They have
Hopping.
glowing
Okay,
red eyes.
Oh, there
They
you
just
go.
keep
Technically,
saying,
we're-
Mike, 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 Mike.
Technically,
Moink,
we're
moink, moink,
elevated
moink.
at this point, so I'm gonna go down the steps with my sporting axe and attack this one.
Okay.
Right.
Go ahead and roll your attack.
Ah,
That's a
it's
miss.
a miss. Now I run away.
Bill, go ahead. Your turn.
I suppose since Tom is reluctant to fight, he's going to try and avoid an immediate danger and just like keep his head down / try to like take cover kind of thing.
Okay.
So I'm going to take defensive action, and that's my turn.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so Sin, I'll describe it for you. You're up on the bow. There's some steps that lead down to the deck, and in the center of the deck's a stairway that goes down. The seagulls are on both sides of that cargo hold. You have one bird to the left and one bird to the right. You have Bill and Lane on the right. The bird on the left is the one flying.
All right, I'm gonna aim for the left bird.
Uh-oh.
Would you call, you think? Are there different roles in this game for ranged attacks and melee attacks? I forgot.
Correct.
Range is presence and melee is strength.
Presence.
Oh, bro, I'm shitting both. Let's go. Okay.
Story of my life. I have -2 strength.
Life seems such a blur.
Such a blur.
You're a bespectacled brute.
So I need a. Is it a DR12?
Yeah, everything's DR12 unless I say different, but yeah, just like anything Borg, it's all
Okay.
DR12.
I just like to double check. Alright. And then I want to add a modifier of -2. I thought it was -3, but it's okay. It's not as bad as I thought. It's okay. It's as bad as I thought, guys.
So you rolled a 5, so that's a miss.
I missed.
All
At
right,
least it
now
comes
it's the
back to me.
bird's turn.
Now we're consistent.
The bird,
Stay behind me.
the bird over here by Smokebeard. Smokebeard, roll a defend. And you defend it.
Ah. Still swinging at it, but not hitting it. But it doesn't skewer me with any of his dastardly
Yep.
claws.
The bird over here by Sin, she sees you paying a whole lot of attention to it, so it's gonna swoop down on you. Go ahead and roll for defense.
I think you're the only one who can move their token, Heb. So could you move Sin along the ship's deck? Yeah, thanks.
I had a 13.
13. All right, so
Yeah,
you
feather
defend that.
bastard.
Defended.
nice.
All right, very good. What I'm gonna do is for Sin's character, guys. I'm gonna make it any of y'all can move her.
Okay, cool.
All right. Smokebeard, it's your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna try to whack him with my blade again.
Spooky the monks.
Okay, and let's see. How did I lose it? Oh, somehow got moved to the bottom. All right. 23.
Damage.
For
And you
4
kill
damage.
that bird.
Feathers
Describe how
and
you kill
blood
it.
and gore. Well, as I'm swinging the axe, it veers off and I catch it midsection, and that blade just rips the bird in half. Feathers are flying everywhere and gore is splashing down in the cargo hold, and the seagull carcass follows suit.
Awesome. Brutal. Bill, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
There's my. Oh yeah, I'm gonna run it behind this seagull, and seeing Sim's character, Ina, in danger. I'm gonna help her out. Swing my weapon. I have -2 strength though, so even with a DR10, I miss.
You miss. Okay.
My heart just wasn't in it. Also, I'm trying to swing a melee weapon at a seagull, so
This is true. Sin,
I
it's
might
your
have a battle.
turn.
Yeah.
What do you want to do to this seagull? It's sitting there taunting you in the air. Mike, 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 Mike.
Get it.
I hope you have better luck than us, Sim. Give me a roll.
I'll give a roll.
I was my turn was very
Still
short.
flying?
It's still flying. It's dropping bird shit from the sky, but it's avoiding you.
So rude. I hit you this time, you motherfucker. Get down here.
Okay.
Ah!
All right. Roll some damage.
He's been spiked. So wait, what is the suture
Mate.
needle?
The suture needle is a coagulant thing. It's one of the things you can like roll to get. Fun fact: the coagulant, it says roll a d6, but there's only 5 items on the page, so I don't know what I'm going to do if I roll a 6.
All right. 2
But
damage.
basically, it's a needle on a string. It does d4 damage and can be thrown, and it pulls in a creature it hits.
You hooker.
All right, Sin. So you throw your needle and thread. You're able to grapple it and pull it down to you. You do 2 points of damage to it, but it's not quite dead yet.
I
Describe
pulled it down, so someone hit it.
Describe what the bird's doing.
Flailing on my needle that's stuck through it. Stuck into it, at least. And I, like, wrap the string around my arms so it can't fly off as easy.
As you're doing that, the bird's really pissed. Like its eyes are like fire now. They were just a glowing red before, but now they're actually like flames and fire. And the bird's gonna try and peck your eyes out. So roll a defense for me, Sin.
For sure. 120, and it's agility for defense.
Yep.
I think that's a 0. Oh, my eyes. They're not that good anyway.
Ooh,
They're not that good anyway, guys.
This bird definitely connects with you.
I might die.
Let's see here. Okay. Bird. Roll a d4.
Oh, d4. Oh, sweating.
You take 1 damage from the bird.
Okay, I still have HP. I have like, I think, what, 3 left or something.
Did you eat
I
your
forgot.
bookman ration?
No, I forgot to eat it earlier. As soon as it's dead, I'll eat it.
Oh, start chewing it now like tobacco.
Not chewing it.
All right, Smokebeard, it's your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna swing at the bird on the string. Ah,
And it's a miss.
at least it wasn't a 1. I might have hit somebody.
The bird's still flailing around. It's still grappled with the needle and the thread. It's just trying to go for y'all's eyes. Bill, what do you want to do?
Come on, Doc, take this bird out.
You son of a bitch. And I almost fall down the stairs.
Oh,
But I
thank
will.
you, Bill.
I fail utterly. But I will take my move to fall down the stairs and investigate the below deck.
It's only one bird. Go ahead. We got it.
Missing women
Thank
down
you,
here.
Bill.
All right,
Maybe somebody
Sin,
down there you need to
are you
heal.
gonna finish this bird off or what?
I'm gonna try. Is it still stuck to my needle?
It is. It's still grappled.
Okay, fabulous. Then it doesn't have to be a ranged attack, right? I can
Correct.
use a regular one. Oh yeah!
Nice.
I'm jamming the bird into the floor.
Go ahead and
On my
roll your
needle.
damage.
Another 2.
And that
Get on the floor.
finishes off the bird. Describe how the bird dies.
As she takes her needle, and since it's not all the way through the bird, she immediately will slam it into the nearest wall or the floor if possible, and drive the needle all the way through the bird.
Nice.
Holding one of her eyes. This motherfucker.
You might have Doc look at that.
It's okay, I got a ration.
All right, so you got one bird laying on the deck that's cut in half, and another bird dead on the deck. These birds, I'm trying to find it here in the book, but oh, here we go. In the first bird that was cut in half, in the belly, in the belly you find 2 poisonous needles.
Ah, looting.
Oh.
This is what Smokebeard's all about when he's not cooking, is looting.
Okay.
So he
And-
carefully picks them up and looks at them, and then looks at looks at Ina. You might have use of these.
Ooh. She's like pulling her needle out of the bird.
Okay, and out of the second seagull, you find blackened sludge.
The world's got enough of that.
Armis, is that you?
Armis.
All right.
I may take one of your poison needles. How do they work?
The poison needles. I don't think there's anything Pacific in here.
Are they like the dots, or are they like actual needle?
Well, what I would say is they're probably going to have the same effect as a poisonous dart. The difference being that since they're needles and you have your thread and you can retract them, you know what I mean? Is where a dart's a one-time use only.
Yeah.
So
Is it like an additional damage dice? Is that how they work?
I think so. I'm trying to find it in the book right now.
Oh, you're good. Sorry, I didn't realize.
You're fine. I mean, if anything, when the session's over, we'll figure that part out, and you can add it all to your inventory and stuff like that. Yeah. That's what we'll do. Because
it probably goes back to the poisoning.
Yeah.
Thing that it doesn't matter what the carrying device is, poison's poison.
Right. And I was just going to base it. Oh, here we go. I just happened to open the page up to the right page. Poisonous darts, toughness DR12 or D6 damage. Let's see here. Yeah, poisonous darts. So what's the normal damage on your needles?
My normal needle damage is a D4.
All right,
but it does have the ability, like if I get it again in a roll, it goes up to a D6 and then a D8.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and move it straight up to a D6 now. With the poison, because it says here poisonous darts is a DR12 or D6 damage. So if they're D4, they're now D6 is the minimum they can go.
Okie dokie.
That work?
Yes.
All right. All right. For time's
So,
sake, I know we're getting close to our
taking
2 hour
two?
mark. Um. So this is what I'm going to do to finish this encounter. After the seagulls have died, Bill, you're down the steps, and it's very dark down there. You can't really see anything. There's probably about a foot of water too on the bottom on the floor, just that's seeped in from the sea and the ship being derelict and everything like that. All of a sudden, Bill, you see 8 red eyes start glowing from the darkness.
Oh,
You can't exactly see what it is, but you are sure that there is 8 eyes.
yeah.
I'm looking for some missing women. Have any of you
Good
seen
luck,
anyone?
Doc.
You see the 8 eyes. They're all glowing red and they're all blinking, but you don't get a response.
I come in peace.
Merging
going
from the shadows. You're kind of taken by surprise, Bill. And emerging from the darkness, you actually run up the steps back to the top deck. And then emerging from the porthole, you see this giant spider start
Yikes.
climbing up the steps. This spider doesn't look like a normal spider. This spider's probably 12 foot tall.
Oh,
Each leg is right around 8 feet. And it just comes climbing up the steps out here onto the deck.
my God. Maybe she's a were spider.
Smokebeard, roll for initiative.
Yes.
5. Okay, you all go first. So this time we're going to do the order backwards. Sin, you're up first. This spider means business. When Bill fell down the
No.
steps, it had awakened it. And it hasn't eaten in quite some time.
I didn't get to eat my ration either.
Well, I mean, it's up to you. You can take your turn and eat the ration and recover your HP.
I think it's going to do a lot more than 5 HP to me. But yeah, sure. I'll use my turn to eat my ration.
And move to high ground.
Yeah, and move away from the spider.
Yeah.
Take my needle with me.
Smoke, let's see. No, now it's Bill. It's your turn. What do you think of this spider, man? It's pretty big.
I don't think that this person or this spider knows where our missing women are.
No, Bill. Slap the shit out of it and run.
You can hear some screaming coming from down in the bottom hole, but the screaming is very muffled, like if the person screaming was gagged with something.
Oh no, we need to save them. There might actually be missing women down here. I'm gonna say I'll save the girls. You fight the demon spider thing. And having lured the creature above decks, I'm gonna go below decks to try to save these people.
All right.
Thanks, Tom. See ya, Doc. Blackbeard throws the
Smokebeard, now it's
poison
you
needle at-
face to face with this spider beast. It's just drooling from its fangs, and all red eyes are just sitting there blinking at you, focused on you.
All right, so I'm going to toss a grenade at it and then run up the stairs and join Ina.
Here's another reason why I'll let you engage it by yourself.
All right. The spider's going to be a DR10 because he's just real big. He's not going to be hard to miss.
Okay. So roll that. Come on. Oh.
Oh,
20.
You just crit with a grenade?
Yes.
Oh,
so
That's nice.
is that 30 damage already including the crit? I would. Does it do the math for you
Let's see.
already?
It's
Let's
rolling
see what
6
it says. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So yeah, probably.
What was it? 3.
I think a normal grenade deals 3d6.
3d6. 3d6. Why does it show 5?
It's rolling 5d6 for some reason. So you can just take the first 3d6 there. That's 13 damage times
13.
2 is 26.
26 damage. Wow. Now I know what it feels like to be a harbor master.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Hey, we
All right.
did just crit with a grenade, so
So
And
let's
then
see.
after I threw it, I ran up here and joined Ina.
Well,
'Cause if
actually,
there's something left of it, I'm going to shoot it. Actually, what?
well, no, you obliterated that spider. I thought I
Oh.
thought it had more HP than it did. But you definitely obliterated that spider. The spider just there's legs flying everywhere. There's green spider goo covers you, Smokebeard. Sin, you get covered in the splatter from the bug as well. You actually get one of the red
My ration.
eyeballs that are like covered in green goo, kind of like hits your clothes and stains your clothes. It's kind of like just oozing down the rags that you're wearing.
Yeah, for me, it's all on my back because when I threw it, I was running.
Yep,
So, like,
yep.
on the back of my hat, my neck, down my back.
Well,
on
you
my
know what? I got
legs.
free clothes dye out of it, so I have to take some victories here. Are any of the legs still intact?
There is one complete leg that's laying on the deck with green goo coming out of it.
Can I take it with me? I can't graft it onto myself since it's not a full thing, but I just want to keep it around. Maybe I can graft it eventually at a higher level.
Yeah,
Oh.
you can. It's 8 feet long, so you
I
know.
know, it's a tail, guys. It's a tail.
It's a spider too, so it doesn't weigh a lot either. Like weight wise, I would say like maybe 10 pounds.
Hmm. That's okay. I'm pretty sure I've got room for it. I can carry 8 regular sized things. And even though it's not regular sized, it is light.
It's thin and light.
I can fold it up.
In the goo, like the majority clump of goo that is left of the spider,
Nightcore.
you find an item.
Oh, what did you get?
We'll
People
find
have
out
blood.
here in just a second.
I was supposed to laugh and you find an item. Pause. Hold.
In the goo, you find the heart of the sea.
Oh my gosh.
Create
This thing
or
was-
destroy 15 gallons of water or 30 cubic feet of fog.
Nice.
So yeah, ancient relic, heart of the sea, you find in the goo.
So Smokebeard's looking at it, looking at his compatriots. And he says, again, I ask you, can either one of you use this? I got a needle for you, Doc. There were two, but you didn't. We got attacked before I could give it to you.
I'm a man of science.
So, okay, so I hand you this poison needle. Be careful.
I put it in
And I
my.
hold the heart of the sea up to Ina.
I'm gonna
You game for this?
try to hand it to me at first, and then I'll take it. Like, oh, okay. You're not gonna kill me with this.
No, we found it in the seagull. She's got one, you got one.
I think I heard something below decks. We should go check it out.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cautiously go search for our missing people.
So you
We
go
all going
below
down there?
deck and it's still
Let's
very
get
dark.
moving. I don't have anything I could light up.
You can still hear the muffled scream.
I know I should have killed that whale earlier.
All right.
Um,
Blackbeard
did
runs
anybody
back
bring
up on deck.
Did anybody bring torches? Hey, you brought
No.
a tobacco pouch. Maybe you have a.
Blackbeard
Matches.
runs back up on deck and starts flipping over the cargo grate covers to let more light in. What will that
Isn't
give us?
tobacco usually like chewing tobacco though? It just has a pipe and a tobacco pouch. I don't think it comes with like a lighter or some matches.
Yeah, I don't have any
You're
torches.
You're
We'd have
dependent
to
on other people bringing
fabricate
them.
a torch. I could strike it if we. Let's see.
I'm gonna just try fumbling around in the dark and calling out
Well,
and see if I can hear people. Because there
Game
were some muffled
Master-
screams that I could hear before.
Harbor Master Blackbeard, Smokebeard realized the gloom and he went back up on deck and tossed back some of these grates to let more light in.
All right, and you're able to see you can see a humanoid figure wrapped in spider webs, and that's where the muffled screaming is coming from.
All right.
What do you want to do?
Run over and save the person from certain death.
Get your scalpel.
Okay.
Extractor.
Somebody roll me. Whoever wants to try to attempt to open the webs, somebody roll me a strength check.
Strength check, hilarious.
I'll roll one. I have a knife.
Nice.
Yeah, if we're using a knife, we get a break on that, whatever.
A 12 exactly looks like from Sin.
Yeah, I got a 12. I do have
passes.
a knife.
You're
in my
able to
inventory.
free. You're able to free the person from the spider webs.
Woohoo!
Inside the spider webs, you discover that you have. Let's see. Hang on. You have discovered Belle, Papa Noel's daughter. She is so happy to be freed that once you free her, who's closest to her?
Well, Ina was cutting her out of the web, so she would be
Yeah.
right there.
I wouldn't recommend hugging me though, girl.
She takes a look at you and sees the green glob of goo, the red eyeball on your rags. And she curtsies at you and says, "Thank you for freeing me." And she looks at Smokebeard and the doctor, and she curtsies at them as well, thanking them for rescuing her. She asks if any of you have anything to eat. She hasn't eaten in days since the spider had captured her.
Smokebeard snatches the ration from Ina and hands it to her.
I ate it.
Oh, you already ate it. Okay. Well, yes, I have more rations. So.
You motherfucker.
What, you're trying to take it from her rations before you just... I see how it is.
No, she held it all that time, not eating it. So I thought she hadn't eaten it.
I
It was
did
like,
eat it when I was
Okay.
running away from the spider.
My bad. Okay.
You're
It's
taking it
okay.
back to you.
I pull another one out and say, "This will make you right. Get your step back."
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. And she takes the ration and she scarfs it down like she literally hasn't eaten in days. She was so hungry.
Take it slow now.
We've got our ship nearby. Well,
She's
we've got
not. She's
his
not
ship
being very
nearby.
ladylike. She's chewing into it pretty good. She's that hungry.
Ask her how she
Remember
got out here. Like, this is pretty far.
So what
So you're
happened to
asking
you,
her
Will?
how she got out here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's like, I was back in Coral Town, and I heard this legend, and with everything going on in the Dark Caribbean, I heard that there was this ancient artifact that might be able to reverse everything that has been going on in the Dark Caribbean. And I was led out here to this shipwreck in search of this item, and I didn't really know what I was looking for. And I came across this ship in a bottle, and there's some words written on the side of the bottle that she's unable to decipher. It's of a different language. She doesn't know what kind of language it is, but it's a rum bottle, and inside the rum bottle is a ship that is in, it's just the hull. Like, there's no mast, there's no sails, no rigging, nothing like that. So it's a ship in a bottle with just a hull inside of it. And she hands it to the adventurers and tells the adventurers, I shouldn't even have come out here to begin with. Maybe you can find out more about this bottle in your journeys and see if it can end what's happening in the Dark Caribbean. And she hands out the bottle. Who grabs the bottle?
Smokebeard will grab that.
I'll
That
take
looks
it.
interesting to him.
Oh, nice.
All right, so Smokebeard, you got it?
Sure.
All right, you examine the bottle. Like, you can see that there's writing on it. And you're not too sure of what the writing says. And Belle, the daughter, tells you there could be somebody in town that could decipher that. I don't know what language it is, but there's a possibility there could be somebody in town who can decipher it. Speak to my father in the tavern.
If I look at it, does it strike me as anything I've ever seen before?
It looks familiar to you, but nothing. It kind of looks like a mix of different languages. Like, it might look like it's a little Spanish. Maybe there's some French written on it. Maybe there's some scribble, like a pirate that doesn't know how to read or write tried to put something on the bottle.
All right.
Maybe it was dictated.
Well, I'll just tuck it in my satchel and we'll
got it.
Get Belle and everybody off of the shipwreck.
Awesome.
We don't want to be here after dark. I've been here for that. It's a party, but not one you'll enjoy.
So, like true West Marches style play, you all make it back to the dinghy, and you make it back to Smokebeard's ship. Let's see here. Let me get to it. I know this isn't the same ship that you got. It's just reference of a ship at sea.
Cool.
It's a lot bigger than the one you got, but
that's how I picture my
in your mind. That's how that's the ship you're sailing.
Yeah.
And you're able to make it back to port into Coral Town. And now that you're back in port, that'll end the adventure for tonight.
Whee!
So I had a lot more planned with the shipwrecks. It just took us a minute to get out there.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's not wasted prep if you use it later.
right.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. And I looked at the time. I was like, man, like we could easily spend another hour out here going through these ships like a hex crawl and stuff. But I was like, no, let's keep it at the 2 hour mark. So with you falling down the steps, it kind of worked out perfect
Well, I figured that.
to bring the spider out. So
I was
Thank
hopeful
you,
that
Doc.
something useful would be down there.
I will say,
Hey,
I
I
won't
got-
say what it was, but I will say there was a nice surprise for one of y'all out there if you had stumbled across it. But we
Oh,
didn't
no.
get that far. I'll use it again in
Didn't get that far.
another adventure.
The stone,
David. I
a
like
stone left
exploring and
unturned.
looting.
Yeah, a stone left unturned is a feature, not a bug.
What's that?
If you have stones that you haven't turned over at the end of an RPG game, that's pretty normal.
Oh yeah. I didn't want to, like, work was kind of crazy for me because the holidays are over, and like I think I've told you all before that like I'm a manager at a towing company, and tow trucks
Yeah.
are just constant chaos. You're dealing with everybody else's problems and stuff like that. So it's just it's a high strung job, and I'm babysitting
And
like 20 men all day long too. A lot of them are good, but some of them are crybabies. So like I was trying to plan this in my head all week, and I had yesterday off and today off. I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and I'm not gonna over prep, but I just want to make sure I got something we can.
This was good. It was good. Lots of role playing. I like exploring and discovering, and a couple of good battles here. Of course, much like my campaign, no matter what I threw at them, they all like critted.